What is up, everybody? Welcome to Whiskey and Weed, episode 36. I am your host, Terry, and I'm here trying to get this shit together. And I gotta be honest, I am struggling with this equipment. So, last week, I recorded while I was out of town for work. So, I recorded audio from my actual laptop. But this week, I'm trying to set up this mic. It won't let me be great, y'all. I think it's all messed up. I think I got to get a new mic stand. The little subwoofer thing, I don't know, keeps falling. Like I'm trying to get this together, but this mic stand just won't let me be great. So now after this recording, pretty much I got to go and shop and buy another mic stand because I cracked like the little nozzle to tighten. I don't know what the hell I did. I was trying to get it together and the piece fell out. And you know it's all uphill from there. I said uphill. It's all downhill from there, actually. So this will do. I'm hoping, it's suitable. I'm hoping, there's no static or anything and y'all can still hear me clear. I just pray. Let's just pray that this mic just stands in one spot and we don't have any issues. So, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing well. And I hope y'all had a fabulous weekend. The weekend weather in New York was bomb. Oh, it was so nice. Saturday was so good. Wait, was it? Or did it rain? Sometimes I can't even tell because it's always up and down. No, it was, yeah, I stand correct. It was nice weather because I forgot I went out Saturday and enjoyed a nice time in the city. Had brunch. Man, it just felt so good and everybody was out. Everybody was out at the park. I was at Washington Square Park. Just phenomenal and so enjoyable. So definitely hope y'all were able to get out and get a piece of that because I can tell it is starting to get chilly, which means fall is right around the corner. I'm not opposed to fall. I do enjoy good fall weather because in fashion sense, it allows you to start layering up. And I just think it's cozy. It's good. I love adding sweaters to my collection and thermals and everything. So I'm looking forward to fall. Winter in New York, and we could skip that because I'm not ready for snowstorms, especially now that I'm driving mostly. Nah, I'm good. I'll sit this one out. So yeah. Anyway, I hope y'all had a good week. No announcements. I have no announcements this week other than the fact that I got to get a new goddamn mic stand. Like, I'm slightly annoyed that I got to do that because this one is still brand new. So that's the only announcement I have, y'all. What we can do, though, is we can go ahead and jump right into What's the Whiskey Friend. So this week for What's the Whiskey Friend, I only want to talk about one brief thing, and that is the U.S. fencer who took a knee while accepting his gold medal. So, as soon as I can get into my phone to pull up the article. So, title Champion U.S. Fencer takes a knee on medal podium during national anthem, calls for social change. This fencer is by the name of Race Imboden. I hope I'm saying that right. And if you don't know who he is a 26-year-old born in Tampa, Florida, and hails from Brooklyn, fencer. Longtime member of the team. He's tallied 12 gold medals, 1 silver medal, and 2 bronze medals at the Pan American Games between team and individual events. So last week, the U.S., or was it this week? I'm not even sure. The U.S. men's foil team emerged victorious at the Pan American Games in Peru on Friday, so last Friday, earning gold medals for fencers, Race Imboden, another one, and another one. After the team received its gold medal, Imboden took a knee on the medal podium as the national anthem played and extended the reach of American social justice protests to the world of fencing. Let me tell you, I am dying to try fencing. I was actually just mentioning that a couple weeks ago on how I either want to take a sword fighting class or I want to do fencing. I think it's always good to try something new. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that on this show before. Step outside your comfort zone and just keep life interesting and keep life exciting. So Now just hearing this, it just makes me want to kind of jump into fencing that much more. Actually, I may just do both, honestly, because they're on two different spectrums when it comes to sword play. But anyway, back to the story. After the team, after the event, Imboden took to Twitter to explain why he took the knee. So he goes on to say the main reasons being racism, gun control, mistreatment of immigrants, and the rhetoric of President Donald Trump. So, he's willing to face certain repercussions from NBC, as far as like some kind of penalty or punishment. From NBC, they actually replied and said, in this case, Race didn't adhere to the commitment he made to the organizing committee, and the USOPC spokesperson, Mark Jones, said, we respect his rights to express his viewpoints, but we are disappointed that he chose not to honor his commitment. So, I mean, a big round of applause for this gentleman for standing up. This person is white, and I think that's great because, as I've said before, I think, we definitely should stand up and stand our ground, us as ethnic, urban, be it immigrants, be it black, Latino, you definitely want to stand up and speak your truth. However, it takes such a powerful step when it is a white person actually standing up, because 9 times out of 10, as sad as it sounds, these white people that have these racist tendencies and these like just ignorant mindsets, they're not going to listen to us no matter how much we shout it. But next level, it takes a person of their kind to see through it and stand up and speak amongst their own people and say, what we're doing is fucked up and what we've done is fucked up. And it's more not, I'm not blaming the current white people. Like, I get it when it comes to slavery and everything. I can't throw slavery in your face and blame you in this present day for what our ancestors had to endure. But the racial injustice and everything that continues to happen, and it shouldn't always be a, in quotes, uncomfortable conversation for white people. Like, if you have nothing to hide, then you should kind of embrace the knowledge and understanding of what we go through or what people of darker skin go through on a daily basis, really. So it takes power and it takes courage for a white person to stand up and do something like Race just did. And I mean, take a knee at a fencing event, which I'm sure 98%, probably 102, is white people. So to do something like that, I mean, what a courageous, bold move to do. So he's definitely, invited to the cookout. He's got one sticker in my book. We need more people like that. We need more people, Caucasian people, to stand up and fight for it, and try to help us further bring acceptance and the equal rights when it comes to that. So big round of applause. Big, like, just, it makes me so happy to read things like this. And yeah, hopefully this will set the tone for further white people to stand up and speak on it, and not so much say like, oh, this conversation makes me uncomfortable, or they just don't get it. Well, open up to understanding and learning. We can't just keep sweeping it under the rug and acting like it doesn't exist, because the problem is only getting worse, especially under the administration and the president that we have. So kudos to Race. Continue doing what you're doing. I will definitely try fencing, and I will be a nice housewife doing it. So, I want to give it a go. I want to put on that suit if it's not too hot, and that mask and everything, and pew pew pew, do the thing they do, I guess. So yes, that's my only story for What's the Whiskey Friend. We can take a break, then when we come back, we'll jump into Keeping It Real. All right, and we are back, or should I say, I am back. Um, no whiskey this evening. I'm actually enjoying a nice cup of espresso. And espressos have been my thing lately, especially since my last coworker gifted me with her machine, espresso machine, and I gotta say, I absolutely love this thing. I have never, I mean, my Keurig is cool and all, but I didn't know what I was missing until I found espresso, and I am addicted. I'm not a caffeine addict. I definitely limit myself because there is a thing such as decaf as well. So, but man, let me tell you, if you have not tried Nespresso, oh, I just think it's so good. Like just the not a lot of people like the foam and everything on top, but the taste and everything just tastes so different for me. So I'm doing my espressos every morning, um, and I'm having one right now because it's still kind of early in the day. But speaking of coffee and everything, what I want to talk about for keeping it real this episode, I've been having some conversations with some coworkers and everything when it comes to being a morning person, and typically, a lot of people aren't really morning people. You have your balance of both, where some people are night owls, some people are morning people. I've always, in my early 20s, I was never a morning person. And I verbally said that out loud, like I just wasn't until maybe after 25 when I shifted my lifestyle priorities. I think I wasn't a morning person because I was going out and I was drinking a lot. So my body was kind of taking on a lot of stress. And maybe that's what made me go against obviously getting up in the morning. But once I shifted my priorities and I started working out, I became much more of a morning person. So, like for me, even on the weekends when I'm off, I don't like to sleep in past. I'd say my limit is 7, but I try to get up at 6 a.m. still, so I can still hit the gym, start my day early. Now with this job requires me to be in to work at 6 a.m., meaning there's really no time. I'm working on it, guys. I really am. Like trying to go to the gym in the morning, I would have to get up at 3:15, 3:30 if I want to at least get a good 30-minute workout in. Other than that, I'm waking up at 4, 4:20 at least to start getting ready for work. So my point is, having these conversations with my coworkers, not being a morning person, having a conversation with a few friends of not being a morning person, or they still do it anyway because we have priorities, but your mood is kind of shifted or not, you're not awake yet. So you come in kind of on the wrong tone, on the wrong foot. I thought it would be neat to actually go over a few tips and tricks on trying to become better at being a morning person. So, some of the things that I do and I was doing before, one would be when I first wake up, I actually chug a glass of water. I think it's highly recommended for everyone when you first wake up, no matter what time, because it kind of gets your day started, kind of wakes your body up internally, flushes out your system. Don't go straight to the coffee just yet. I think the best thing to do is have a glass of water. It's really bathing your insides in a sense, and getting them clean and ready and alert. Plus, I think don't quote me, but I think you sort of go through a dehydration period when you're sleeping as well. Like you're going a long period, depending on how many hours of sleep you get, a long period of time not drinking anything. So, one of the first things you should do, I think I mentioned like the lemon water as a morning routine. They say that's healthy at like cleansing the stomach and everything, but just a regular glass of water will do. Cold, preferably. I think it's better. Just shocks you. So, speaking of cold, another thing that kind of benefits a lot of people, depending on how you utilize it, is taking a cold shower. They say, a lot of successful people, one of the things like Tony Robbins, I believe, when he wakes up, he jumps into either an ice bath or a freezing cold shower or something like that. Now, let me say, I tried this shit and I did not like it. So, therefore, I'm not doing it. The most you can get out of me is, which I actually enjoy, is cold water on my face. So, if I'm feeling really tired still, to wake me up quicker, I'll do like fresh, cold ice water on my face, on my hands. That helps me. I tried to take a shower in the morning, and I think it just pissed me off even more. I think I was over it. I felt like I was suffering. I was like, I don't deserve this type of treatment. I feel like I'm being hated on. It was just so much happening in that moment. I was like, I don't know. They say you get used to it, but I didn't like it. I should not be treated this way in the morning. This is not going to set the right tone for me. I don't know. Maybe in some special future, I may try it again, but no, not for me. Give me a nice lukewarm, too warm. And I get it, they say it's better to take warm showers or baths at night because it kind of settles you down, but no, I'm good, love. I'm gonna take a warm bath, a warm shower in the morning, and that'll wake me up just fine or relax me. I don't know. But the cold showers, if you can try that, kudos to you, whoever you are. But that's one of the tips, and they say it comes with great benefits, and I'm sure it does. I'm really sure it does because that shit can wake you up. When I tried to do it just on my left shoulder, yeah, that shit woke me up. Ooh, in the lower back, no. I was woke and I hopped out of that tub so quick, I was done at that point. So, yeah, I think if you guys have not tried it, definitely try it and see if you can kind of, I don't want to say suffer through it, but see if you can kind of get through it. And hopefully it benefits you. It may benefit some people. Like a lot of people do it. So that's one. Another thing that worked for me, just getting out of bed in general, and I think I've tried this before too. If you're struggling actually getting out of bed, hitting the snooze a lot, and I'm guilty of that. I'm working on it. I'm trying to channel new energy and be strategic with it. On like, I'm trying to be more disciplined with myself, but I do have a tendency sometimes to hit snooze. And sometimes when I'm really tired, I forget that I hit that shit. Sometimes if the my phone ends up under my pillow and my hand still, sometimes my body will be on autopilot, and when it goes off, I will hit it and not even consciously realize that I did it. So that's definitely a bad habit that I have to break. But a good trick to help you get out of bed and not procrastinate or hit the snooze button is your alarm clock placement. So studies have shown like you can, wake up quicker when you, I guess, relocate your phone or your alarm clock. So instead of having it by your bedside, you would then place it somewhere where you actually have to get out of bed on the other side of the room. Now, the last time I tried that, maybe I wasn't in the right mind frame of maturity. This had to have been like years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, honestly. If I do it now, I think I can be a little bit more disciplined. But let me tell you, when I tried it 4 or 5 years ago, I got up, grabbed the phone, and I laid my ass right back down. I was like, it ain't gonna be hard for me to go back to sleep. I think they say like science and everything, once you wake up and you get your body moving, it disrupts your like REM sleep, which is what you go into when you're in a deep sleep. So once you're up, it's harder to fall back into that, I guess. So placing your phone on the opposite side of the room, if you get up to turn it off, you kind of have to make an agreement with yourself as if like, okay, I'm up. So there's no use going back to sleep now because I'm already standing versus it being by your bedside and you still laying down and you just reach your arm and you just put in snooze. So trying that, with maybe getting up, then running to splash cold water on your face, then, chugging a nice glass of cold water may have a positive ripple effect to get your day started on the right note. Depending on what time you wake up, another suggestion would be to open your blinds because before alarm clocks and all this technology, we were conditioned to wake up when the sun rises. And, I'm just going to be throwing out all these little science and health facts from everything that I've read in the past. So, when we are hit with sunlight, natural sunlight, it produces our body produces its own chemical, and I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if it's serotonin or what, but such as when it's time to go to bed, our body will produce melatonin, which is the sleep chemical, which causes us to feel sleepy and, let our body know, get tired and it's time to go to sleep. The opposite is with sunlight. So direct sunlight kind of wakes you up and produces that chemical in your body. Your body produces that to alert you that it's time to get up. So depending on what time you wake up, for me, if I'm waking up at 4 or 3, it's still dark. So my only benefit would be, which I know they sell, are the lamps that I guess give off the same light as sunlight, which I may look into actually because I think that would be pretty unique to have. So I've seen it on HGTV. If you guys don't know, I watch that like religiously. So if you do sleep a little bit in to, enjoy to have the sunlight on your waking up time, then they say open your blinds. Open your blinds. Obviously, you still want to set an alarm clock if you aren't used to waking up at sunlight. That's, it's not, I don't think it's very common for a lot of people. We're used to alarm clocks. So they say, just open your blinds with your alarm clock, and the natural sunlight, I guess, will help get you up faster as well. So, it's like it's a pattern. It could be a pattern. Open your blinds, put your alarm clock on the other side of the room, go splash cold water in your face, and then, or take a cold shower, I guess, and then drink a cold glass of water. So, you have a formula right here that you can dip into, try one or two things, or try all of them. Another thing that I like to do is sometimes have like a certain tune. So, music moves the body. So maybe have a positive song that gets you up and gets you going, gets you pumped. For me, let me see, what kind of songs do I listen? Because I'm just a wide range when it comes to music, and my mood changes. So, one of the songs I'm listening to now, don't judge me, is Cocky as Fuck by Megan Thee Stallion. So, every time I'm going to work, because I'm waking up and I have to like get moving quick, sometimes I may not have time to put on the song. But it's not so much of a struggle for me if I don't put it on. But when I am en route to work, right before I get to my location, I'll put on Megan Thee Stallion, Cocky as Fuck, or I'll put on some kind of song that just gets me pumped and get me ready for the day to wake me up. So that way, when I walk in the door, I'm like, okay, now I'm awake. Like I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident and everything. So let's go. So you can also do that right when you wake up. Put on a song. Hey, I've even had it as my ringtone. I Man, this is crazy. I actually had at one point my ringtone. Turn My Swag On by Soldier Boy. So every morning, oh no, it wasn't my ringtone, it was my alarm clock music. So that was my music that went off. Hop up out of bed, turn my swag on. Like, I mean, it works. It does work. You gotta have the faith, have the belief, but trust me, when I was doing it, I felt like, okay, I'm ready to get shit done and fuck shit up. Like, so I think it's always good to have that go-to song. I don't know, Eye the Tiger, something. Have something in your playlist that gets you started and gets you going. Just like you'll have something before you go to the club to get you turned up and get you ready to have a good time. So, definitely incorporate that. I stand behind that and I say it benefits me. So have your music, have your blinds open, have your alarm clock on the other side, have your cold shower or splash of cold water, and then have your cold water to drink. So, is there anything else? Now, when it comes to the coffee, I'm kind of torn right now as, I'm drinking coffee. I drink coffee in the morning, but I tried to prevent that until a certain time. I think I'm trying to get my body accustomed to not being dependent on the coffee because it's really not a good thing. So I try to have my shake in the morning. But lately, after my shake, when I do get to work, I do have my cup of coffee or I'll have, excuse me, a shot of espresso. Um, it does recommend, I've read articles that recommend, having a timer on your Keurig to have your coffee ready when you wake up. But it it's push and pull as well because I also read an article and looked into when you should have coffee. And studies have shown it's best to have coffee after 9:30 because this goes back to our body producing its own chemicals, and the wake up chemical is what I'll call it for now. Um, kind of falls into play when it comes to you drinking coffee. So it has been recommended to not drink coffee until 9:30, after 9:30 a.m. And I was good with that at my last job because I didn't get in until 7. So about time it was 9:30, I was ready to get my kick of coffee. Now they say this because when during these times in the morning when you wake up, you have to give your body time to produce that chemical, which is equivalent to caffeine. So our own body's natural caffeine. But if you jump to coffee so quick, like first thing in the morning, then in the long run, you allow your body to become dependent on coffee to where less of the chemical is being produced in your body to wake you up. So this is why when you drink your coffee early and by mid-afternoon or early afternoon you crash and you feel tired. This is one of the reasons why. This might be the main reason why. It's because you're so dependent on coffee that your body doesn't produce enough of that chemical anymore because you're down in coffee every morning, first thing in the morning, before your body has a chance to wake up and allow you to wake up naturally. So that's why they recommend waiting until after 9:30 because around that time, I think around 8 or 9 is when your body actually produces the wake up chemical to get you going. So I've tried to do that. Honestly, I have been struggling because, like I said, I get to work at 6 now. So for me, it's like, no, I need my espresso, at least a shot in the morning. And then I wait until mid afternoon to have like another cup of coffee, and then that's it. I'll just call it quits. But try to do that. Like if don't wake up as early, and you get to the office around the nice standard times. I know typical common people get to work around 8, 9 o'clock, because it's a 9 to 5 type day. So if you feel like you're crashing a lot towards before the day's even over, this could be something you need to consider on changing up and maybe not becoming so reliant on the coffee, but making sure you drink your water. Water wakes us up. Sometimes people, when you're tired, it's because you're dehydrated, but not guzzling all this coffee because I just feel like you crash just as quick because you're so dependent on it. So, do I have anything else? What's another morning ritual? I mean, besides talking to yourself in the mirror, like I said, and telling yourself you a sexy ass bitch and you ready to get the day going. I mean, that is just the icing. That's the cherry on top. Before I leave, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you got this. You got a big presentation today, or you got to give a meeting or something. Tell yourself. And you don't have to look in the mirror. You can do it on your way to work, in your head or in the car. I do it right when I get out of my car and when I'm getting ready to walk into the door. Well, I mostly pray, but I'm also telling myself, you got this. You confident. You have all the power you need. You're limitless. Anything. Come up with your own affirmations, but if it's something that'll help wake you up, even try it. Wake your ass up and get your ass going. So, I think that's it. I think that's all the information I'll give you guys for this category. But yeah, if you're not a morning person, definitely try some of these steps and see. I'm still continuing, but trust me, it reaps great benefits, and you get to kind of start your day before everybody else while they're still sleeping in. It makes your days longer. So, if you're not a morning person and you're trying to adjust to it, check it out. Let me know how this affects you. If something works, if I'm telling you, if y'all do the cold shower, let me know. I think you got to do it like for a week, maybe. I don't know, maybe even a couple days. So send me your feedback, definitely at whiskeyandwe@gmail.com. And that wraps up keeping it real. So what I have left for y'all, of course, is me versus the media. And what we're gonna talk about this week to rattle some people up, we're gonna talk about posting irrelevant. What was it? Posting irrelevant quotes to in a sense, naked picture. So what I mean by that is, and I've seen this before, and I'm sure you guys have. When you wanna, I guess, show your goods, be it you're in a pair of underwear, you know, you're half naked, you got a towel on, I don't know, whatever it is. You don't have to sugarcoat it and post some spiritual ass quote as the caption of this picture. I, I mean, it's great you posting the picture, but I think when you post a spiritual quote, it just kind of clashes with. It just doesn't go. It's like mixing oil and water. It just doesn't blend well together because your caption will say something like, see the light of the blessing in the grass and this and that, but then you showing dick prints or whatever in the actual picture. I don't know. And I've seen it plenty of times. Don't post anything. I mean, don't post any caption. If you're gonna post a picture, shit, just stick true to it and at least post, the emoji tongue out with the devil face or the wink eye. Just post that because we all know what the picture is, entailing and what the message is with the picture. But you kind of I'm sure you throw people off when you post the picture of your ass out and then it's like, oh, God loves me and I'm blessed. Like, I don't know. Stop doing that. Just, it's either or, I think. If you're looking at a rainbow on the side of a cliff, then you can sit there and post a reflective message. But if you in the steam room or you in your tub or I don't know where you are on a new beach, you don't need to be posting thinking too hard to post like a positive quote. Save that for the fortune cookies. Don't just keep it simple, keep it straight to the point, and stop confusing people because you're confusing the hell out of me on what you're trying to do. I don't know if I should pray and meditate or go and handle my business in the bathroom or something. So stop sending mixed messages. Just keep it very clear, transparent, and we can all have a nice day. Okay? All right. Thank you. That wraps up another episode of Whiskey and Weed, episode 36. So, first time recording in my apartment, actually. I'm just realizing that. And it's cool. It's cool, because it's very peaceful where I'm at. So, definitely no complaints and truly blessed as I take a selfie of me in my underwear. No, just kidding. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Um, Definitely reach out if you need to. Your comments, questions, concerns, I love them all. Whiskeyandwe@gmail.com. And if you haven't already, go to the podcast on iTunes or Podbean and like, subscribe, comment, and rate. I I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given, and especially to my friends who ongoing like supporters and stand behind me, and we all want each other to succeed. So I love the love that I'm giving and receiving. So yes, thank you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will be out celebrating my homegirl's birthday. So I'm getting out, and it is long overdue because it has been a minute since I've stepped out to turn up. So I am looking forward to having a good time. If I see you out, definitely come up and say hi. I will do the same. It's all about good vibes and good energy. So y'all keep the peace, and I will see y'all on the next episode.